Have you ever found yourself reacting to something small with overwhelming emotion? Or choosing partners who remind you somehow of your parents, especially your mother? You're not alone. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that our earliest relationship, our bond with our mother, forms the template for how we relate to the world. Freud once said, "A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror." This isn't just poetic, it's a psychological truth. How we experienced love, validation, and frustration in childhood shapes our adult identity. And for many, the unresolved tension with the mother figure silently echoes in relationships, careers, and even health. Let's be clear. Making peace with your mother doesn't mean excusing her mistakes or pretending everything was fine. It means understanding how that relationship has molded you and choosing to no longer be unconsciously controlled by it. 1. The mother wound and the inner child. Psychologists today speak often of the mother wound, the emotional pain passed from one generation of women to the next. This wound might show up as perfectionism, people-pleasing, chronic guilt, or an inability to set boundaries. Freud would argue that our unconscious mind stores these patterns, replaying them until we become aware. Your inner child, the part of you that still remembers every unmet need, every moment you felt invisible, carries this pain. Healing begins when you listen to that child, when you stop shaming your emotions and start asking, "What was I missing?" Not to blame, but to reclaim. 2. Why you might resent her. It's okay to admit that you're angry. Maybe she was emotionally distant. Maybe she gave too much and asked for nothing, making you feel guilty for living your own life. Or maybe she tried to live through you, making your dreams feel like obligations. The philosopher Carl Jung, Freud's student and critic, said, "Nothing has a stronger influence on a child than the unlived life of a parent." Many of us carry the burden of our parents' unrealized dreams and the silent pressure that we must succeed where they couldn't. 3. Transformation through compassion. Freud believed that awareness leads to liberation. Once you recognize how your mother's patterns live within you, you can begin to choose differently. You don't have to pass the same emotional inheritance forward. This isn't about judgment, it's about compassion, not just for her, but for yourself. Understand her story. She had her own wounds, her own unmet needs, her own fears. When you begin to see her as a human being, not a myth or a villain, you take the first step toward emotional maturity. 4. Letting go, not erasing. Some people never receive an apology from their mother. Some never get the love they deserved. Forgiveness is not always reconciliation, but letting go of resentment is freeing yourself. You're not doing it for her. You're doing it for the future version of you. Oprah Winfrey once said, "Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could have been any different." That's the heart of this journey, surrendering the illusion that your childhood could have been rewritten and choosing to write a different story from here on. 5. A new way forward. When you make peace with your mother, whether she's still alive or not, you reclaim a piece of your soul. You stop waiting for validation. You stop repeating unconscious patterns. You become the parent your inner child always needed. And in doing so, you become more whole. Remember, healing is not linear, it's a spiral. Sometimes you revisit the same emotions, but each time with more awareness, more strength, and more compassion. Freud gave us the language to explore our inner world. Today, we use that language not to stay trapped in the past, but to heal, evolve, and build a life that is not a reaction to pain, but a reflection of consciousness. You are not your mother's pain. You are not her fears. You are not her limitations. But you are the one who can break the cycle, and that is power.